I'm honoured to be here as a guest evaluating Aishi's number 3 speech, Get to the Point. What I'm going to do, I'm going to first share with you what I enjoyed about his speech. Then I'm going to give a couple of recommendations on what could perhaps be improved upon. Then I'm going to end with what I enjoyed most about his speech. So his number 3 speech, House Dr. Rees. The objectives of the number 3 speech: get to the point, moving from general to specific purposes and having a clear structure. What I really enjoyed was the way Aishi introduced his topic, and it had a nice story which took us on a journey. I love the fact that he had a nice, smooth, calm voice which resonated throughout the room. He spoke in a measured way, peppered his speech with gentle humour, and that strong conclusion at the end. With all speeches in Toastmasters, we want to encourage people how they can improve, and I have a few recommendations. I felt because one of the objectives was to have a clear structure. So he might have started with saying, okay, I'm going to begin with explaining to you a story from my workplace and explain how that can link into perhaps one's everyday life. Just a signpost where he's taking us, because we weren't quite sure where he was going with his story. Perhaps another recommendation was the fact that the speech was only 5 minutes 49 seconds. And I always feel with the speech, if you have 7 minutes or 7.5 minutes, try and use up the time as much as you can. So I felt perhaps he could have added a quote, something that he learned from doing the mundane to the more specific, and how that relates to our everyday life. So there could have been perhaps a chance to add a little bit more, because I felt it was such a powerful message that he could have perhaps added to it. But what I really enjoyed was the way he took that example from work, that story, and applied it not just to his life, but to our life. And I especially loved at the end how he gave us all a call to action of how we can, through practicing the mundane, not get bored, but realize perhaps that we're developing a skill or a talent that could be used within Toastmasters or within our own everyday life. So in conclusion, I thought it was a well-measured, well-delivered speech. Great voice, good humour, perhaps clearer structure, and using the full 7 minutes, but a fantastic story, one which we can all apply to our everyday life. This is Toastmasters.